Attention!
Welcome to the Film Mages Podcast, where the popcorn is our ammunition, the couch is our foxhole, and the cinema is our place of worship.
Now let me see your war face. Ah!
Oh, yeah.
It is another week here at the studio.
It's another week every week.
That's true.
You can say that's an evergreen statement.
That
you
is,
can say that at the start of any episode.
Pass.
Yeah.
I had a dream about this show last night.
Really?
Did you?
I had a dream that Alexis put out a bonus episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
that's
Did
cute.
you watch this? Did you?
What's going on in it?
Oh, shit. Wow.
very
Holy
quick.
shit.
And we didn't even get to we didn't even introduce ourselves.
This is the second time it's happened. Welcome to the Film Majors.
Honestly, though, when I was downtown last night, I did, like I said, the people are on the streets. They're talking about this show. And I heard, this crackhead was like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
He was
like, that guy must be a fan of our show. He's a fan of the show.
You'd be like, hey,
I
man,
went up
are you
to
subscribed to the Film Majors?
I was like, do you listen to us? And he went, ah!
And they stabbed you. And it's like, that's a fan.
Oh, my God.
He wants your blood as a souvenir.
Yeah. So, hi, folks.
We're the Film Majors.
I'm going to turn my levels down here.
Yeah,
just
that's probably wise. You can turn me down a little, too.
I'm Mick.
I'm Zach.
I'm Alexis.
You sure are.
You know
Wow.
what? I forgot to finish the conversation we had before we started recording. But does this outfit, I'm wearing overalls with a striped long sleeve shirt, does this remind you of anything?
No.
I don't know. Tom Sawyer?
Wait. Is
Huck,
it?
You
You look like Chucky. You look like Chucky.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So when my sister saw this on me, she was just like, "Oh, you kind of look like a '90s version of Chucky," and I was like, "Yes! Oh my God, that's exactly what I thought the first time I put on this outfit. It's perfect. I love it. I'm living for it. I'm like the
Beautiful.
pastel version of Chucky."
The Pascal. Oh, Pastel. They said Pascal, like Pedro
Yeah,
Pascal.
the Pedro Pascal version
I was
of
like,
Chucky.
Then I'd
because
just be
you're
hot.
Mexican? Yes. I love that.
So I've got some news.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the gender? Gender's non-binary, by the way. It's on a spectrum, so don't do a fucking gender reveal. It's over.
Okay.
You're going to be a dad, aren't you?
Yeah. Yep, that's it. No.
Oh, my God.
No. Did you guys know that recently in a lab they created a mammoth meat meatball?
Yes.
What?
I know. I actually did hear this.
Yeah, you heard about the forbidden
heard
meat?
about this.
They haven't tested it yet because they're
Yes.
like, listen, this protein has not been... But you know what? You know why the mammoth went extinct? We hunted them to extinction.
Yeah. For food.
Human civilization
Yeah.
was built on the back of mammoth meat, so we should all get to have a snack.
That's how you know it's good.
Yeah, right?
We put these fucking things to extinction because of their delicious thighs. And god damn it, we have them in a lab. I want a fucking burger right now.
I want a mammoth meatball.
I had eggs an hour ago, but I'm hungry again for some mammoth meat.
Exactly.
I definitely get the feeling that there was some sort of Sir Mix-a-Lot, like singing "Baby Got Back" to those mammoths back then. So,
Great. Mammoth helper. It's good. Little hamburger helper. That was I whiffed that.
That was
that was even weaker than mine. Stop.
Hey, I wanted to hype you up, Alexis, by being even more unfunny.
Oh, great! Thank you.
Love you.
As it is, women's comedy is always built on the back of a white man, of course.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
that's true. That's facts.
That's how we do it.
That is how we do it here at the Film Majors.
How you doing, Alexis? You're looking like you're rethinking.
You look like a frustrated Chucky.
You look like you're rethinking the last 6 months of your life.
She probably is.
I
Actually.
might be. It's possible.
Oh,
you know, I can neither confirm nor deny at this moment.
Every joke has a lot of truth to it.
Well, you know what else is going on?
What's going on?
I watched 3 new releases.
Did you?
Yeah.
And?
Well, I also rewatched John Wick 4.
And?
John Wick 4 was the best of
Of course it is.
that I watched.
It's the best thing in theaters right now.
So I saw the new Zach Braff film, A Good Person.
I don't think I'm going to see that now. I wanted to watch it.
You don't need to. Yeah, it's pretty middling. It's yet another film where it doesn't deserve Florence Pugh, in my view. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the movie picks up whenever she's in a scene with Morgan Freeman. because someone else is bringing it. But I don't know. It's very very emotionally overwrought. It feels like it's doing a lot of work to tug on your heartstrings, and I don't know. I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy. I feel like when people accuse movies of being emotionally manipulative, that's kind of dumb, because
that's what movies are.
Yeah, it's that Roger Ebert quote: "Movies are a machine that generates empathy."
That's why we tell stories.
Exactly.
Speaking of, when they were eating their mammoth meat, they was telling stories around the fire, manipulating the emotions.
It was painful.
Full circle over here.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
Go
I didn't
on.
really like the good version.
Please go on.
It felt like the bad kind of emotional manipulation where you can see how you're being manipulated.
Yeah.
So
You can see the puppet strings.
yeah,
Yeah. And Zach Braff is the puppet master.
I've always said that about him. Ever since I saw it.
Wait, okay.
That puppet master.
Can I have
the
a
man
side
behind the
note?
curtain.
Please.
I saw this TikTok video that was Florence Pugh, and they were like, oh, I've never really thought that there was anything bad about the age difference between her and Zach Braff, because they were dating for years, and then
Woof.
and wait, why are you saying woof?
Because that's not a good mix right there. The fact, come on, Florence Pugh, you could do so much better than Zach Braff.
Oh,
We're
well,
all
that was
thinking
the thing. This video was I never really thought much about this age difference until I saw a photo of her father. And her father...
And he looks just like Zach Braff.
No, I'm on the real. He low-key looks a little like Zach Braff. And,
Oh, no.
And I was
That's
looking at
kinda
it,
hot.
and I was like, that is almost uncanny.
Ooh.
Oh, I
So-
don't enjoy
Alexis,
that.
can you do us? Can you find that picture and please text the group chat right now, because I kind of want to see that immediately.
I need the visual aid.
Yes.
While Alexis pulls that up, I also watched a film called Ennis, Maine,
So did I.
which I didn't love.
Yeah.
I appreciated elements of it. I thought it was pretty atmospheric. It's a British folk horror film.
Cornish.
Cornish. Thank you.
They are British.
To our second most
Specifically.
to our second most listening country.
Listening.
Yeah, listen.
Our
Fuck you.
listeners.
Fuck off.
Our listeners.
Anyway, yeah, I thought it had great atmosphere. It looked really beautiful, but
Yeah.
overall, nothing fucking happens.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't know. I feel like if you're a movie that's doesn't really have a straightforward narrative, you need to be asking interesting questions or making me ask interesting questions.
And you have to be challenging. And the movie's not challenging.
No.
That's the thing. I also saw it clearly, and I was kind of championing this movie just based on the trailer alone, from the aesthetics. If you've seen the trailer, you'll see that they actually shot this on a 16mm Bolex.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. Our first student film that we made together at the college that we all met each other, that was our first project. We had to shoot a short film on 16mm Bolex.
Yeah,
really cool. I'm very thankful for it.
If you click on our link tree and
Yeah.
you go to my website, you can find that short film.
That's right. Ours was the best.
Yeah, ours
by the
fucking
way.
ruled.
Yeah,
I was in
great.
it.
We got this guy who is a fucking Bible thumping dude to be in a movie about a devil that captures him.
That captures and kills him.
That captures and kills him.
Played by me.
That is the power of our narrative, of our heavy-handedned over here.
That's the power of the
that's
movies,
the power
baby.
of cinema. That we were able to do that. He was clearly uncomfortable.
Yeah, he
but
looks-
I think that just added to his performance. Anyways,
Oh,
Ennis, man.
Alexis just sent it.
Did you? So wait, so this is Florence Pugh's dad.
Oh,
Right?
no. Oh, God, he looks exactly
Oh, my
like
God.
Zach Braff.
Oh shit.
Holy
I'm
shit.
so sorry. When I pulled up the TikTok, it stopped my audio recording, but I'm recording again. So just so you know.
Oh
You know
my
what?
God.
Actually, I'll be coming to town. I can do this one. I can
There you
figure
go.
it out.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, that's another thing going on. Alexis is coming to town, and Mick is going out of town.
I'm going out of town. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very excited for.
Yeah, he's leaving.
I'm leaving.
Watch out for those gators.
Yeah.
He's going to Orlando, Florida.
Here, Orlando.
Wait, what is that?
I was
from?
That's
literally
from Book of Mormon.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I'm actually going to Miami, which I'm really excited for. Shooting a movie over there. I'm going to be there for 2 weeks. So the next episode, you're going to hear me from my honeymooners Ocean View hotel suite.
Beautiful.
Either that or the broom closet, wherever they put me up in. But anyways, Ennis, Maine. That's an experimental film. That
Sure is.
I'm beginning to realize I don't think I like experimental films that much. Like they got to be. I enjoyed Skinamarink. I didn't love it, but I liked that at the very least that film like actually got me to feel something, which was like visceral fear when they just did the really loud noises and that little telephone motherfucker.
Yeah,
Skinamarink actually got something out of me, but Ennis, Maine, again, when the end credits came up and it just said Ennis, Maine, I would kind of felt like, oh fuck, that was a waste of my time. Like I really got nothing out of it. Again, the visuals are very, very good. If they had this aesthetic, but actually maybe a more compelling narrative or just anything that gave me something, it just gave me no answers. It was just so cyclical, so tedious, it was so repetitious. I just didn't care. I did not care. It didn't pass the so what test for me.
So, Alexis, my father has been troubled by your Adam Driver obsession. He called me and he said something about it. He said that's weird. He said you're odd. Has that been continuing, or have you been watching other things?
Oh, I actually took a break because I had a bunch of things to do this week. And I watched no new movies this week. No movies at all this week.
No new movies?
Just been reading fan fiction.
So you do have free time. It's just that you choose not to participate.
You've chosen the fan fiction.
Here's the thing, is that I may not be actively participating in seeing Adam Driver in, visual media,
Adam Driver
but
fanfic.
I was gifted a video of Adam Driver in a Law & Order episode from 2010 by my sister, who just happened to see that episode. And she was like, is this Adam Driver? And she sent me like a whole video of the scenes that he was in. And I was just like, wow, love you.
Should we make this a segment? Should we make the driver... No, not a segment. I said a segment.
You said segment.
No.
You said segment. You do. Yeah, see, you know it. You know you did. And for today's segment, Adam Driver. We're a backseat driver today.
I fucking hate you. Should we make the driver report a segment?
No, because Alexis, we love you, but you're going to be off to someone else soon. But this is she'll have to be a new
faithful
segment.
To him.
No, there's always someone new.
That's fair, but I also feel like there's some I feel like I've kind of reached the end of like all the movies that I haven't seen that I can see of his, and now I just need to. Have you seen his
dinosaur movie?
Huh? No. So now I need to.
And
so I definitely am going to go see that, even though I know that it's going to be trash. I'm still going to go see it. I got to support my boy.
Right. Yes. So we also watched Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
I still want to go see that, even though I already read your guys' reviews.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: you're gonna like it. It's a fun time.
Yeah, it's
a fun time.
Yeah.
I also put in my review that I fell asleep for 10 minutes during the middle of the movie, which I'm not proud of. But I'm not gonna blame the movie for that. I saw that at 11 o'clock at night. And I was finishing like a 15-hour workday. So that's on me. That's not on the movie.
Yeah.
But Chris Chris Pine is so good.
Yeah, he's the best Chris.
He's so charming.
He's unequivocally the best Chris.
Also, Hugh Grant, I loved him. I think they could have done more with him.
Yeah, I felt like they kind of just plugged Hugh Grant in and said, do your thing.
Which I love it when he plunges in and does his thing.
Yeah, sure.
Do more of your thing.
I don't know.
Plunge deeper.
I rewatched Paddington 2 this week. I'm just just skating right past that.
Come on, buddy. Plunge with me. I quite like what he told me.
I would live for Hugh Grant being on the red carpet. Like somebody asked a question that was like, would you rather be trapped in a dungeon or fight a dragon? And literally every single cast member was like, oh yeah, fight a dragon, 100%. And at the end, it's just Hugh Grant going, oh, I love a good dungeon.
Yeah, no, that's our man right there.
He's been heavily involved in the
Can I just say, when I was watching it in theaters, I was just I felt such bliss because I was like, this is the second new performance of Hugh Grant I've seen on the big screen this year. With Operation
I
Fortune
missed
and
it.
now this, like, God, we're getting Hugh Grant again, and I love it. Like in new movies, and that's so exciting. Because he kind of took a break for a while.
I feel like Hugh Grant has like kind of become like a go-to guy for studio movies now.
Yeah.
It's like we need
You know
we
what
need
he's
a
doing?
smarmy, somewhat sexual villain.
You know what he's kind of entering? He's kind of like the
Me?
bad guy version of Jeff Goldblum a little bit, where it's like everyone's kind of thirsty. Everyone's kind of waking up to the fact that we've all been thirsting after this guy, and they're like the studios are picking up on that, so they're just dropping him and all of these big things, and people are eating that shit up, and like everyone's like sharing his TikTok or sharing his red carpet stuff on TikTok. Like people are talking about the huge.
Yeah,
I just
we're in a-
really
we're in a
enjoy
humongo
his
era
sense
for
of
him.
humor too, though. He's so dead. He's so British.
It's
you know?
so big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Also,
what did you say?
I said it's so big. His sense of humor is sizable.
I also really enjoyed Justice Smith.
He was good.
I thought that he was quite funny in this movie.
No, he was good. But I got to give a shout out to Michelle Rodriguez. I thought she was really good. She had I liked her. She had a lot of like pretty basic lines, but she delivered them so deadpan that it really worked for me.
She was in the funniest scene in the movie.
Yes, with a very, very good cameo.
It took me a second to realize who it was.
My theater during this scene like was kind of like quiet, and I was laughing out like so hard for so long that I think I was alienating all the other D&D nerds in there. But I was like, guys, this is gold. This is gold what the movie is giving us, and no one else is appreciating it.
So I'm going to level with everyone. We're recording early today, and I had plans which have now been canceled, and those plans were to get together with my D&D group. It's a pretty good time.
Fucking nerd.
I don't understand people who are like hardcore nerds about D&D lore, though.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
it's a construct for which, like, through which to do improv, essentially.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's the purpose of D&D is to
Yeah.
do improv.
I've
with
only
your
done
friends.
it once, and it was like one of literally just narrating my kill shot was one of the funnest things I've ever done.
Yeah, it's a
Interesting.
delight.
So that's something else that the movie kind of plays on. It has to, because it's a D&D property. But there's a lot of things in this movie where I know it was making a reference to something that I just don't get. I've never played the game. Because a couple of times something happened in the movie, and some of the people that were dressed up as like fucking elves in my theater would like lean in and do little giggle and whisper.
Wow, yeah, no, I'm not dialed in enough on D&D.
So I feel like
get
if
any
you're
of
a
the
big D&D
references.
fan, maybe you'll like this, or maybe this movie will alienate you, because to me, I think this is just a Chris Pine vehicle, which I think is what makes me like it more. But also, I was going to say about Michelle
Vroom, vroom,
Rodriguez, her
baby.
fight scenes are great.
Yeah, she's very.
There's some
yeah,
really
she's-
good fight choreography. Something I'm a little irritated though, and this happens so often, is I think all of the really, really good scenes they wasted in the trailer.
Yeah,
Like, if you've seen the trailers, you've seen the best scenes, unfortunately.
yeah, I tend to agree with that. I think my big problem with the movie is that it feels like an MCU movie.
Yes. No, they blatantly rip off the
like
MCU.
Structurally, it's almost the same as Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, and the end scene
Yeah,
with
there's a gag.
the morphing creature.
Yes, there's a gag that
That
they
is a
straight up
rip-off.
lift from
Avengers.
the first Avengers movie.
Yeah, which
But-
I gotta say, I can't believe I'm saying the MCU, man, they did it better.
Yeah, they did.
I
They
mean,
did.
well, at the very least, they did it first.
Maybe I can convince
they-
your roommate to go see this movie with me.
I,
Oh yeah,
you're the only one who keeps saying his name.
yeah.
We've
We
been
don't
good.
say it.
You've done
I
it
only
twice.
said 3 words, 3 letters.
In roommate.
I said 3 letters.
His name is in
He's
roommate.
the in roommate.
He's the in roommate of our place.
And roommate.
Yeah, but I feel like if you, I don't know, if you're a parent, you got a teenage child, or if you're the 1% of our audience who's
Or if you're a teenage parent.
0 to 17, or if you're a teenage
If you're a
parent,
teenage parent.
why don't you
You'll enjoy
go
that.
see D&D? It's
Yeah.
aimed squarely
It's
at you.
Yeah, as I said, I think depending on how this does financially, this will be the beginning of another mid franchise, which
Yeah,
is sad.
I was a little disappointed because, as we'll discuss later, I quite like the directors of this film.
Yes.
So
I
something
love John
else.
Francis Daley. I love that man. He's Sweets from Bones, and
wait,
What?
is he an actor?
Yeah.
Oh. I know him from directing the
Did you
movie
say
we're
he's in
talking about
Bones?
today.
The TV show?
He plays Dr. Sweets, the psychologist or psychiatrist that
I never watched that show.
works with Bones and fucking what is his name? Now I can't even fucking remember. Doesn't matter. But he's in that for like a few seasons, like at least like 4 or 5. And then he also, when he was like very young, he was in this TV show called Freaks and Geeks with the girl who plays Linda Cardinelli. She plays Velma in Scooby-Doo. And
yes. Seth Rogen's in that show. That was like the big Judd Apatow show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a super important TV show. That like
wasn't Franco in that too?
Yeah,
I think Franco was.
Wow.
Yeah, it made the careers of a lot of like
Freaks and Geeks.
Jason Segel as well.
Yeah, Jason
That's
Segel.
right.
Yeah.
I worked for that man.
I've seen
Very handsome
most of that
hands.
season.
All right,
I told him he could have been a hand model.
cool.
He didn't take it well. He was just like, "This is weird."
Were you touching his
you're a
hand at the
weird
time,
guy.
telling him how soft and luxurious it was?
Yeah, were you rubbing
Yeah,
his
it kind of
palm?
was. No, I went up to hair and makeup department. I was like, am I the only one who noticed how fucking good his hands are? But no, thankfully everyone was like, no, we've noticed it too. And I was like, okay, good. I'm not the only freak. So
See, now this feels
another
like
movie,
that feels like a real part of your story. Was that a real part of your story?
Yes. No, I'm not kidding. The first movie I worked on, the A24 pictures, Jason Segel was in it. And I
No, I
kept
know
noticing
that,
how lovely
but-
his hands are.
You oh no.
And going up to
he's-
hair and
he's-
makeup.
He's told this story before.
I have, yeah. Just not on the show. You're welcome, listeners. So, speaking of Jason Segel, last night I saw, finally, Cocaine Bear. Jason Segel's not in it, but it's kind of a segue. He's a comedian. Elizabeth Banks is a comedian.
Segue.
Yeah, he's got a bird. He's got an animal for his last name.
exactly.
A bear's an animal.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Cocaine Bear, finally saw it. It's,
Of all the movies you've seen this year, it's a movie.
it's okay. Here's the thing: when Cocaine Bear is good, it's great, but when it's bad, it is cringe. Like it is edited really poorly. It is. I think the script is super great, and I love Elizabeth Banks, but it's not a strong director because so often these scenes just kind of meander along. If you've seen Cocaine Bear, you probably know what I'm talking about, where it feels kind of like an awkward stage play where you introduce like a lot of characters to the stage, but when those characters don't have something going on and it's not written and directed well, they just kind of are like floating there on stage, not really knowing what to do with themselves.
no.
And that's what a lot of the scenes felt like, which is odd. But like I said, when it's good, it's really great. Like, it is way more graphic than I was anticipating. Like, when it goes hard, it goes hard. It goes straight up, like, horror, monster, slasher mode, which was fantastic. The effects are really good. The last shot of Ray Liotta,
Rest in peace.
rest in peace, I can't believe that's his last performance. It's like... Wow. I mean, what a way to go. Literally, what a way to go.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I think you should watch it because also I looked it up. It's like a $35 million budgeted movie. And that you don't get a lot of movies that are in that mid-range budget. It's either 10 to 20 at most, or it's in the 80s and up nowadays. You don't have that mid-budget thing that we used to get a lot in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s.
Yeah.
And this is one of them.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'll say for a good person as well.
Right.
That's like a solid mid-budget movie star movie.
Yes, and I don't know. I actually think it's worth checking out because go into it knowing that you're about to watch a bad movie, but you also know that the creators of this film know that it's a bad movie, and they're kind of playing with that a little bit. Which, I don't love it either, but I'll give it a pass this time just because it doesn't take itself seriously. I just think it could have been shot better. I think it could have been edited better. Cocaine Bear. It's exactly what you'd expect from a movie titled Cocaine Bear. You know what? It also kind of feels like a weird, fucked up episode of Stranger Things a little bit, and an offshoot of Wet Hot American Summer. Like, it feels like...
Well, this is one thing that I know about the movie. It opens with the same song as Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah, and it feels like a Wet Hot American Summer movie because it takes place in the woods at a park, and you have park rangers, and it takes place in the 80s, and it does feel like a spin-off of that franchise. And the fact that Elizabeth Banks is directing it, helps a lot with that. But, yeah, it feels like this weird version of it. So, yeah, Cocaine Bear finally saw it. I'm glad I did.
Okay.
Glad I saw it.
Interesting. I might check it out.
I have a side note. I have heard from now 2 of my family members about John Wick Chapter 4.
Okay.
So my sister was like, and she likes gore and she likes action, but she was like, I don't know. Like, there was one of these fight sequences where I was just like, oh my God, are they ever gonna fucking stop? Like, is this ever going to end?
It's not.
It's not.
That's what it's all about.
And that's the point.
And then my dad just straight up walked out of the movie.
Wow. It sounds like your family has a huge fucking skill issue.
Yeah, skill issue runs in the
John
family.
Wick, again, as I said, I've seen John Wick 4 twice now. And I just want to say, I've been feeling a little bummed out about new releases this year, quite honestly.
Yeah, no, me too.
I haven't seen... I'm not having a 2022 type year so far.
It ain't 2022 this year. It's 2023.
It sure is. I haven't really seen a ton of movies that I've really connected with. The only movie that I can fully, confidently say owns so far is John Wick Chapter 4.
Yeah,
This is
true.
the second episode where I will heavily recommend to our audience.
I keep thinking about it.
Edwin, I know you were on the fence.
Yeah.
But go back and listen to our Silence of the Lambs episode if you want to know who Edwin is. Watch John Wick Chapter 2 and 3 and then run to the theater. It rules.
Run to it. Don't drive to the theater. Run.
I'm sorry your family didn't enjoy it, Alexis.
I don't,
Skill issue. Yeah.
I can confidently say now that I will probably never watch the franchise.
See, why?
Come on.
You're taking
Don't
the wrong.
take their word.
You're
Bill
taking the wrong lesson
Skarsgård.
here.
I don't know that I'm taking the wrong lesson. I mean, my dad loves action movies, and if even he was like, there wasn't enough story for me, I'm pretty sure that.
What fucking movie is this guy watching?
Can't believe it. Can't believe
What
it.
the fuck?
Boom.
It has the best story out of any of the 4. Well, maybe the first one's
the
really
first
good.
one has the best story.
But seriously,
But yeah, it's
I
got a
couldn't
good
disagree
story.
with that more.
Oh,
by the way, Alexis, you loved Bullet Train. Don't talk to me about fucking action movies.
I never
okay?
said that I
John
love
Wick
Bullet
Chapter
Train.
4.
I like looking
Well, you really liked
at
it.
the guy.
Wait, okay, I have a question. Is Aaron Taylor Johnson going to replace Adam Driver for you as your next wave that you're going to ride?
No.
Yeah,
Really?
no. You're in the right for that. I feel like the return on investment is going to be a lot lower.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I just
No disrespect
really,
to Mr. Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Adam Driver's just he's done a lot of different movies with a lot of different directors, a lot of kind of like out of pocket directors too, and I don't know. I really like his acting. I do. I mean,
Yeah.
I love the whole like emo Kylo Ren like bullshit that's going on, but I just in general actually really admire him for just the physicality that he has in like all these different movies, like every time I watch him, I'm always just like, he's everywhere.
Yeah, so does like every legacy American director,
Yeah,
He's in
Scorsese.
Scorsese. I think he's in the Coppola, I want to say.
No, he is. He's the lead in the Coppola picture.
Yeah, he's in the new Coppola movie. Michael Mann's making his next movie with him.
You know who he should work with?
He has fingers in
Tarantino.
every pie, including mine.
You are so indecent.
I'm just...
You listeners, you can't tell because this is not a visual medium, but Alexis's face is as red as a cherry.
Oh, you know
Alexis
what?
Maraschino.
Okay, I was out with my
that.
friends grabbing a beer last night, and they were like, oh, maybe you're just, because they said like with the whole like Law and Order thing, they're like, at this point you're just like manifesting him like coming into your life, and they were like, what would you even do if you like met him? And I was like, oh, promptly die, because I can always feel my face when I get really hot, and I'm that perfect blend of Mexican and white where like my face is pale enough.
Perfect blend.
No, it is because my face is pale enough to just like when I'm flushed, I'm pink, I'm red, it's ugly. you know? And I know I would like have to like try to play it cool, but my face would be a tomato. So I'm like, I pray to the God
like
that I don't believe in,
VeggieTales.
that I never meet him.
So we can enter into our Alexis nickname canon, which so far has included Tiny Alexis and Old Soupy Alexis.
And Boy Sweat Alexis.
Boy Sweat
Alexis.
We now have
Alexis Maraschino.
Alexis Maraschino.
Yeah, I like that.
Wonderful. So,
Alexis
listeners, if you see
Written
her
and
on
directed by Alexis Maraschino.
If you see her on the street, you can drop any of those. Say hi. She's friendly.
You see her on the street with those bright red feet, it's Alexis Maraschino.
Oh, you know what?
Look, she's going red again.
Yeah.
She's flush.
Oh,
she's got a royal flush.
Is it hot in here? It's just me. So my mom be watching like old school shows like all the time, and there's this one called All in the Family. And
yes.
Rob Reiner's in that. I mean, like, I did not even recognize him. I did not know that was Rob Reiner.
That's how he got his start.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously he's a Nepo baby, but still, we love him.
I'd never, well, obviously, like, I'd never really watched that TV show, you know, but I was just, like, happened to be watching it with my mom, looking at the credits, and I was like, Rob Reiner, crazy. And then she was like, oh, isn't he also a director? I was like, yes, he is. And then I proceeded to list every movie.
So, wonderful.
All in the Family, it's a good show. Challenging, but, you know.
The other little bit of film news I'll drop.
What are you going to drop?
Scorsese, the cut of Killers of the Flower Moon is coming out to just under 4 hours. Can't wait. Make it longer.
I'm like, how many days do they shoot that they can have 4 hours of cut together footage?
No, that's a thing. That's a thing, though. Is like every movie that's shot could easily be 4 hours long.
Yeah, I think the original cut of Nope was 4 hours.
Yeah. So most people shoot at least 5 hours worth of movie, and that's what makes editing so fucking challenging for directors.
Yeah,
is you got to bring that. That's why hour and a half movies are very impressive.
This is what has been submitted to Cannes, I believe.
Cannes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This almost 4 hour cut. So I can't wait.
It's gonna be like The Irishman.
No, go ahead.
He's allowed.
That's all I have to say. Go ahead, Alexis.
No, I just I really love it.
Now it's awkward.
I really
have nothing.
I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that's
Somebody
fine.
go ahead.
Oh my god, I'm gonna freak out. This is the most dead air. No, go ahead. Alexis, take it away.
Alexis, go ahead.
Every time you tell me to go ahead, I just don't want to go. Anyways, 90 minute
Jesus
movie.
Christ.
I'm sorry, I have the giggles. Please leave me alone.
This is you know what they call this in the biz? Quality content.
You're goddamn right.
With a capital Q.
I think we should keep this going longer.
I think we should. No, Alexis, take it away. Go ahead.
Stop. Okay. 90-minute movies are my favorite type of movies. Okay, I could literally put together a curated list of my favorite top 20 like 90-minute movies. It's just like they're perfect. I love everything about them. That's it. That was my side note. Go ahead. Go on. Let's talk about what's going on.
That's what that was?
I think it was totally worth it.
Really?
It was supposed to be a very quick side note, and then I got the giggles because you kept telling me to go on.
Go ahead. Wait, Alexis, take it away. Go ahead.
And the giggles are over. It's not funny anymore.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of what's going on.
We'll see you in a couple seconds. Get over here, you little bitch.
What did I just walk into?
Don't worry about it.
Me going down on Patton.
Hello, everyone. We're back.
And welcome back to the Film Majors. It is a lovely Friday, unless you're watching this on a Wednesday or any other day of the week that's not Friday.
And it'll be weird that you're just staring at Spotify because there is no video.
That's right. Stop staring at Spotify and you look at the road. You're driving. 10 and 2.
10 and 2, buddy. So we are officially out of Academy Darlings.
We are out of Academy Darlings.
That's good. You crushed that, man. You crushed it.
I was going to say
that landing was solid.
Yeah.
That landed better than Let's take it away.
No, okay, move on.
Watch it, Sully Sullenberg. No, we are into Film Major's April Fool's Month. It's Comedy Month. Yay!
We have to have something better than that.
Yeah, Film Major's April Fools.
No, I love that, but we should come up with like a something in post, like a like walk walk.
Yeah, no,
horn
I'll
thing.
just for the entire month, I'll like cut clown horn sounds into the episodes.
Please don't.
But only when I'm talking. Like
no.
anytime I'm speaking, it's just like the parents from Charlie Brown.
Oh, you're saying that we should replace your audio
Yes.
with the clown horn?
Yes.
That's interesting. Anyway, so I've got a big topic for you guys today.
What's your big topic?
My big topic is
big topic.
great comedic performances from actors previously known for drama.
Do you smell burning toast?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I thought I was having a stroke for a second. I thought, is something burning?
No.
Okay. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, that's not a bit. There's actually burning
No,
toast.
that's it. No, I
Oh,
think
that
this,
was a bit for me. I don't smell something.
Do you though?
No, I don't smell anything.
I smell it.
You might be having a stroke, but
You have COVID?
no, don't have COVID.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You look like you got COVID.
All right. Hey, Alexis, what's a comedic performance from a dramatic actor that you like?
Tell us, please. Don't leave us in the dark.
Does Meryl
Democracy dies
Streep
in the
in
dark.
The Devil Wears Prada count?
No.
Yeah,
Wait, yes, it does.
No, it doesn't, because she's in Death Becomes Her.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. She's already in a
fuck.
comedic role.
Can I use that?
Which is a good answer.
Or Bruce
That's a good
Willis in
answer.
Death Becomes Her?
Ooh, fuck, that's good.
Wait, didn't he get a start in stand-up?
No.
No.
I know. I
What's
know.
wrong with you?
It's a joke.
Are you having a stroke?
It's a joke.
He's
no,
definitely having
no
a stroke.
jokes in comedy month.
Bruce Willis. Yeah. So anyways, take it
No,
away.
new mandate. Every joke on this episode's bombed. This is a serious month.
Okay, so Meryl Streep in Death Becomes Prada. Or The Devil
What
Wears...
did I just fucking
or
say?
The Devil Wears Her. The Devil Wears Her.
I kind of like that. Can we write that movie, The Devil Wears Her, and he's just wearing a skin suit?
Starring
I think I've seen
Anne
that movie.
Hathaway and Stanley Tucci
Yeah,
in The Devil Wears Her.
produced on Brazzers.
Directed by Alexis Maricino.
Well, I've got a comedic performance.
Wait, Alexis, who's... Oh, wait, no, Meryl Streep, sorry.
Yeah, Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep.
Yeah, those are both good movies, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alexis, what do you like about
this
this?
episode sucks.
This is our fucking worst episode ever.
The Coachella sucks this year.
I don't know. Alexis Maricino's really been the highlight for me personally. But
Yeah, my favorite dramatic actor is Alexis Maricino.
Yeah, I
Like
was
she's so
surprised
funny.
when,
Like,
I
because
was
I've only
surprised
ever
when she
seen.
did
She's
comedy.
so good. Like dramatically, I believe it. But you see Alexis Maricino in a comedy, I'm like, motherfucker, where was she? Where has she been? This is funny. I love your guns, man. You got a permit for those?
No, dude.
Are those semi-automatic biceps and triceps? Zachary's over here showing his guns of
Yeah,
might.
I just rolled up my
unfortunately,
He's a practicing
Zoom
American.
is a visual medium, so I am in fact
Yeah.
seeing this boy's farmer's tan.
Bow, bow.
Wow.
Yeah, I went on a hike yesterday.
I
got
have
a lot
to
of
say, you
sun.
do have a right to bear arms.
Thank you.
Because those look like bear arms.
Ah, thank you.
They're big and girthy.
I'll
Like
take it.
cocaine bear.
I've been working out.
I love it.
That's not what comes to mind when I think of big and girthy. Okay.
She thinks of Adam Driver's fingers.
Gum redneck pie.
You guessed right. That was perfect.
I know.
This is fucking such dog shit, guys.
It's comedy month. What do you expect us to be serious and stressed?
We're on
Seriousness and
topic. We're on
professionalism.
topic. Bruce Willis, Death Becomes. I think I've only ever seen Bruce Willis in action movies. So, like, seeing him in Death Becomes
I've only
Her.
ever seen it stand up.
I fucking hate you.
You're
Stop.
done. You're done. And so just seeing him, she's in the morgue. She'll be furious. Like that one
that's a good
moment where
line.
like I've never seen his face be as expressive as I saw it in Death Becomes Her. It was just such a lovely like. And then he's even in glasses. Like when's the last time you saw Bruce Willis fucking in a movie where he's like wearing glasses the whole time?
Yeah. No, that was a good costuming choice. I do
And
really
the
love that
mustache.
performance.
Yeah. That's a good movie stash.
That is a good movie stash.
Right? That's a good stash.
Yeah.
He's
And then you
got
think
the
about like
stash.
Meryl Streep and Death Becomes Her, and you think about the fact that like by this point she's she's done Kramer versus Kramer, Sophie's Choice, Bridges of Madison County with fucking Clint Eastwood. Like, you know, she's done like all these like romance and drama, and then you get Death Becomes Her, and she's just fucking hilarious. That's it. That's it. That's the tweet.
Good pick. Good picks. I like it.
Those are good picks.
Mick.
Huh? What?
What's your pick?
My pick that I came up
This
with
man is having a
on
stroke.
my own. Honestly, no. I've been thinking about this answer for the last at least 3 minutes.
Yeah, since I reminded you what your
my
pick
own
would
answer
be.
was. Yeah, when we cut, I was like, I don't know my answer, and Zach told me what my answer is, and he's right. Like, this is my answer. George C. Scott in Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
Yeah.
So good. He, because he's known for being very dramatic and being a dramatic actor, and he's super dramatic with his dramatic acting.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
Who the fuck is George C. Scott?
Oh my God! Oh Jesus, Alexis, don't out yourself like that on our show. Do it when we're not recording, please.
I'm sorry. I out myself about everything else. Why can't I do it in this?
That's true. You know what?
Yeah, it's
I
true.
appreciate your candor.
Hey, at least she's consistent. Ow! Come on!
Ow,
How you
Alexis
doing?
Maricino.
Hey, it's Alexis Maricino over here.
Gabagoo.
Who's George C. Scott? Your mama?
Ow.
So, George C. Scott was in the 1960, was it 4, 5, 66?
Sure.
He was in the 60s. Great movie. And he plays, he's in Patton after this. Okay, so that's the thing. That's why it's an interesting choice, because a lot of his like really good dramatic roles happened after this movie, but he also did a lot of dramatic stuff before it. So, he's kind of there in the middle, but he's not known for his comedy. And he plays the
Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of Defense. He's an advisor to the president, and it's his job in that room, the war room. There's no fighting. There's no fighting in the war room. That is his job, to advise the president on how we can get the drop on the Ruskies. And I love when the president, played by Peter Sellers, is on the phone with the president of Russia, which is so funny. And they're basically reaching a diplomatic solution. And they're like, okay, we're going to allow you, Russia, to shoot down this rogue bomber. Now that we've called all of our other rogue bombers back, you have our permission, even though, you're going to kill some Americans, but it's going to avoid World War III. And basically, the phone call ends, and then George C. Scott, who, again, he's a Secretary of Defense. It's his job to protect this country through the means of war. Basically goes to the president and goes, Mr. President, now, it's in my professional opinion that if we give them everything we got, we may just get the drop on these Ruskies. So he's basically saying that, you know what, if we go all in on this, we could actually just knock them out of hell like so much that we'll win. And he's like, he has physical comedy. He's chewing gum, and the use of his jaw and his eyebrows. It's really good physical comedy in a movie about the end of the world with nukes.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Also,
a little blurb about that performance. Kubrick wasn't getting what he wanted out of him, so he would tell him, just do one rehearsal take where you go really big over the top.
Yes.
And we won't use it. And he used every single one of those.
They would record those, and that's what ended up in the movie.
And George C. Scott was furious about it. A couple of movies of his that were famous before Dr. Strangelove are Otto Preminger's Anatomy of a Murder and The Hustler.
Yes.
Is another one.
Oh, wait.
And
Who is he in The Hustler?
He is, it's been a while since I've seen The Hustler. He plays Burt Gordon.
Alexis over there oh, Burt Gordon.
No idea do not remember who Burt Gordon. I literally saw that movie last year.
Wow, yeah, I watched
long ago.
I think I watched The Hustler when I was 14. It's been a while.
Interesting.
I dated somebody who played pool, so we watched The Hustler, and we also watched The Color of Money.
Was it Paul Newman?
Were you dating Paul Newman?
Were you dating Tom Cruise?
That blue-eyed dragon? I don't know. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh thing.
You remember when I was like,
Nick, what is happening?
you remember when I was like, no jokes on this episode because they're all bombing?
Did you say that?
I rescind it. You're doing great.
Oh, thank you. I thank you. I'm almost as good as Bruce Willis with his stand-up.
Jesus.
He's really good.
So, a couple of dramatic comedic performance. Jesus fucking Christ. Now
Comedic
you've got me
performances
feeling
by
like
dramatic.
I'm having a stroke.
What's the best dramatic performance from a comedic actor?
Well, there's a lot to choose from there, too. But great comedic performances from actors previously known for drama. Two fairly recent ones are Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street and Ryan Gosling, my boy, in The Nice Guys, which that is my pick.
And you could give Russell Crowe a kick in that one, too.
Yeah, true. Both of them are like dudes who are known for serious dramatic work, like Oscar movies, Blue Valentine, Gladiator,
And
Cinderella Man.
It's like you hear this about Russell Crowe, like, God, he's a great actor, but you know what he can't do? He can't be funny and he can't sing. But you see him in The Nice Guys, and he's a great singer.
Yeah, he's hysterical, and you see him in Les Mis, and you're like, he can sing.
Yeah.
I'm powering past what you just said. I really love The Nice Guys. I think that's maybe my favorite comedy of the 2010s.
Wow.
I'd be hard-pressed to find one I like more. And I think that is largely due to the work that Ryan Gosling and, Russell Crowe are both doing.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Very good performances.
All right.
Wait. Well, I don't think that this necessarily counts, but I'd never
say it.
I never thought of Channing Tatum as a comedic actor until I saw him in 21 Jump Street. I just thought he was
That counts.
Yeah, because he was just he was a dancer,
He was just a stripper.
Well,
right.
We're pro sex work on this podcast, Mick. Okay?
Of course we are.
Gang.
When I saw him in 21 Jump Street, I was just like, holy shit, this guy is incredible at being an idiot. And now we have The Lost City. So that just further proves my point that this man is kind of low-key comedic genius when he's being an idiot. So
The one other one I'll shout out is Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder.
Oh, yeah. No, that's probably one of the best answers.
Because I can't think
so
of a
good.
comedy he really did before that. Maybe you could argue Risky Business, which is a weird fucking movie.
There's a couple of funny bits in Jerry Maguire.
yeah, I was thinking of Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
not
But it's
really
not like a
comedy.
in terms of
comedy.
a straight studio comedy,
Right.
I can't think of anything he had done before Tropic Thunder,
No, he
and
hadn't.
he is hysterical in that movie.
Yeah.
Flaming Dragon? Why don't you take a step back and literally fuck your own face?
See, that's how I imagine just Tom Cruise is during his production phone calls.
That's how he is if you don't wear a mask, if you don't follow COVID
I
protocols.
love that clip so much.
Rules.
Everyone was so many people were like, God, he's so toxic and I hate him. And I was listening to that and I'm like, yeah, God, I love it.
Yeah, no, glad it's fucking keeping the production
give me
safe.
more.
As someone who's worked COVID department,
Yes.
would have been nice.
Yeah, no, I've worked over department as well, and I want a Tom Cruise on my team any day of the week.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so this reminds me. I am actually getting angry when I go to the movies now, and they don't play a trailer for Mission Impossible Dead
Reckoning Part 1.
Yeah. Every time I see a movie now, I want to see it.
Yeah.
And it,
especially,
in John
let's
Wick
get into
Chapter
it.
4.
Yeah, where is it in front of John Wick Chapter 4?
I know.
Because you know that the Venn diagram
Yes,
of John
absolutely.
Wick fans and Mission Impossible fans is a circle.
It's a circle. A big round circle.
It is me outside of the circle of trust.
We'll get you into Mission Impossible.
Yeah, come on. You got to get into Mission Impossible, Alexis. You've already done us dirty with John Wick.
Yeah.
Don't be that Phil Majors host.
Why can't I be that film majors host?
I mean, you can be. We'll just be sad about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll
Okay,
like Mission
well-
Impossible. Don't be
Yeah, it
don't be
rules and
sad
owns.
Sally's.
That's all I know.
What happens, though, if your dad walks out on Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning?
That's not going to happen.
that-
He loves Tom
yeah, I
Cruise.
hope
He
not.
lives and dies for Tom Cruise.
Okay, there we go.
If he walks out, he's going to walk out to find me in the street.
That's
He's
right.
going to be like,
Or he's going to find
I
Ethan
know
Hunt.
it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart.
Remind him that, he's a living manifestation of destiny.
Yeah, there is no secret he cannot uncover, no place he cannot infiltrate,
That's
no one
right.
he cannot become. He's likely anticipated this very conversation and is taking steps to counter whatever direction we move in.
Because here they are. AMC.
AMC theaters.
God,
The
wait a
living
minute.
manifestation
Hold
of
on.
destiny.
What if, guys, hear me out. What if AMC did a sequel and they replaced Nicole Kidman with Tom Cruise doing the AMC bit, like a freshen
I
up?
feel
Like, that
like-
would be so indecent of them to do that. I kind of want them to do it.
I think they should do it, but they should do like Nicole doing a mask pull, and then it's Tom
It's Tom
Cruise
Cruise the whole
underneath,
time?
and then it's a Mission
Yes!
Impossible
Oh,
movie.
I got so excited just then. Oh my God, that's so good.
I'm fully convinced that they need to give Nicole Kidman like a Lifetime Achievement Award just for being the most loved movie theater commercial in the history of
I thought you were going to
movies.
say they need to give her a Lifetime Achievement Award for dating Tom Cruise, which I'm
They,
very
just
they
dating.
actually might.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Holy shit.
Love you, Tom.
You were in the trenches.
Strange man.
Yeah, we love you, Tom.
So
Weird religion, though.
let's get into.
We gotta nail these suckers.
Oh my God.
We gotta show them that nobody can get away with this. Not a priest or a cardinal or a freaking
Oh,
pope.
the frickin' Thetans.
Oh my God.
So, Alexis, what is a comedic performance by a dramatic actor that you really enjoy?
Didn't
Don't answer that. Yeah, don't answer that, please.
Well, one that I really enjoy is Jesse Plemons in the film Game Night, which is our big topic film today. It is a 2018 film directed by John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein. It stars Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams, and Jesse Plemons.
What's it about? What's the movie about?
What's the movie about? Oh, Nick, I'm glad you asked. Max and Annie's weekly game night gets kicked up a notch when Max's brother Brooks arranges a murder mystery party, complete with fake thugs and federal agents. So when Brooks gets kidnapped, it's all supposed to be part of the game. As the competitors set out to solve the case, they start to learn that neither the game nor Brooks are what they seem to be. The friends soon find themselves in over their heads as each twist leads to another unexpected turn over the course of one chaotic night.
Brooks was Tom Cruise all along.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay,
That's
can
the
I-
one problem with Game Night is that it's not Mission Impossible.
Oh my God.
Just saying.
I
Go ahead, Alexis.
100%
Take it away,
forgot
Chucky.
who Jesse Plemons was. So I watched this movie this morning and I kept thinking, why is this guy looks so familiar? And then I totally forgot that you told me that Jesse Plemons is in this movie because I've only ever seen him in The Power of the Dog. So
Really?
yeah,
That's
I'm
your
trying
only
to think
Plemons?
what else has he been in that I would have seen?
Well, you've never seen Breaking Bad, so
Yeah,
that's how that. If you might know that, but that's how he made his big splash.
Oh,
with
I didn't know
Meth
that.
Damon.
Did you ever see The Master?
I
Thomas
fell
Anderson movie?
asleep during The Master. I was
Man, that's
Which-
my favorite PTA movie.
That is what PTA considers to be his magnum opus.
I would
okay, that's
agree
not
with
my
By the
fault.
way-
I was really, really, really high.
So I'm gonna
Fair enough.
quick segue. That's not a good high movie. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I
but
don't even. This is
Did
so
you know?
peaceful.
I'm going to do a quick plug here. Secret Movie Club. Something I didn't know is that apparently there's a 70 millimeter theater out in Palm Springs. Have you heard about this? Where it actually has like the original like CinemaScope curved screen. And in May, I think they're doing a triple feature, like a festival, where they're playing on actual 70 millimeter on the CinemaScope curved screen, The Master, because that was shot on 70 millimeter. They're doing 2001 Space Odyssey, and they're doing Titanic. A triple feature, a weekend rager for cinema nerds, and I think I might have to go.
I'm sorry. Did you say
Holy
in May?
shit.
I think it's in May. I
In
think.
May?
Don't quote me on that, though. But I think it's May.
Titanic in May, you say?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Here.
So I'd like to.
Wherever you are, I will see you on 70 millimeter. Zach, look at me. Look at me, Zach.
I hope you know that like while you're gone, I'm going to make Zach like practice singing show tunes with
Really?
me so that we can like do this. all the time around you because you don't love show tunes the way that we like show
Why
tunes.
does everyone assume that you can just tell Zach to do whatever you want?
Because that's how
Zach,
it
don't
works.
play like you won't have fun doing this.
No, that does seem like a good time. So I'd like to talk about a 2018 film named Game Night.
Oh yeah, that's what we were
what's it
doing,
about?
right?
Well, Mick, I'm glad you asked. Max and Annie's weekly game night gets kicked
Maxi
up a
pad.
notch when Max's brother Brooks arranges a murder mystery party, complete with fake thugs and federal agents. So when Brooks gets kidnapped, it's all supposed to be part of the game. As the competitors set out to solve the case, they start to learn that neither the game nor Brooks are what they seem to be. The friends soon find themselves in over their heads, as each twist leads to another unexpected turn over
Yeah.
the course of one chaotic night.
Wow.
Did
that
we
sounds
just
like a
read
good
that?
time.
Nope.
No, we didn't. Yeah, Alexis, quit being weird.
I think Game Night's kind of an interesting, like, cultural artifact because
Oh,
it
Jesus.
was kind of an oddity in the 2010s,
so
which
fucking pretentious.
has been like a... I'm going to keep going.
God.
The 2010s were kind of a dead zone for studio comedy. And Game Night is kind of the one big studio comedy movie that came out and was an actual hit. So I think that's interesting and cool, and I think it speaks to the quality of the movie because I, for one, fucking love Game Night. I saw it when it came out. I think it's hysterical. It's the first thing that I saw Jesse Plemons in. I watched it before I watched Breaking Bad.
Really?
And yeah, I think it has two all-time great comedic performances from actors who I was introduced to through this movie. Jesse Plemons and the ever-watchable Billy Magnuson, who plays Ryan
Oh my
in this
God.
film.
He is my favorite part of this movie. He really is.
I wrote down, several...
Half of my notes is just Ryan quotes.
Is
Yeah.
it the blonde dude?
Yes.
Yeah, Ryan.
Him
Him and that girl, their whole
host.
dynamic was just fucking
I
funny.
love it.
Yeah.
Come on,
He's packing heat.
come on, Gare Bear, live a little. It's the weekend.
God. Can I just say, okay, we will get into it, but obviously Ryan is great because he has a lot of options on the weekends. But he chooses to do Game Night. But can I just say that if he had more than $17 cash in his pocket, if Ryan was a rich man, he would no longer be attending Game Night and he would be attending fight clubs every weekend.
100%. Yeah.
Because I love how he's like, no, I think I'm going to stay down here. It's like, why are you staying down here? It's like, how do we know the egg isn't down here?
And also I have a really good feeling about
Logan.
Boomer.
Yeah, so good.
There's a quote from this movie that has been recently going around Twitter as
It's in the
one of the-
Twitterverse?
Sorry?
It's in the Twitterverse?
It is in the Twitterverse.
Really?
Yeah, it's going around. Maybe it's just going around Twitter for me because I'm on the side of Twitter that would talk about the film Game Night.
Yeah. Interesting.
But a lot of people are singing the praises of Jesse Plemons' delivery of how could that be profitable for Frito-Lay?
Yes, I wrote that down in my notes too. They had a sale tonight, 3 for 1. 3 for 1. How could that be profitable for Frito-Lay? These corporations, I don't know what they're doing, man.
For reference, Jesse Plemons plays Max and Annie, Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams' creepy cop neighbor, Gary, who used to come to their game nights because they liked his wife, and now they have been excluding him.
Yeah.
And every single interaction they have with him is viscerally uncomfortable and a little creepy.
Well, you know what
He's always
helps with
holding
that?
this little doggy.
Yeah, the way he's holding it,
that's the
an
same
evil
type
villain.
of dog my grandparents have had my entire life.
I almost thought the dog wasn't real and that it was weirder than it was. In the first scene, the dog wasn't moving the way he was holding it. I was like, is this
neither
a
is
stuffed
he.
animal?
They're both so stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically the only environmental noise you hear is
Yeah, exactly. No, I want to go into this just because there's so much fun stuff to talk about. So I'm just going to get the ball rolling really quickly. I've seen this movie, I think maybe 3 or 4 times now. Zach, thankfully, you introduced it to me. And if you recall, the first time we watched it together, as soon as the end credits came, I was like, you know what that movie is? You know what word I describe Game Night? Delightful. It is a delightful film.
It is delightful.
It is genuinely funny. Almost all of the jokes hit. It is a genuinely good action film.
Yeah.
It's also a genuinely good kind of spoof satire of horror, which is what I want to touch on really quickly.
Interesting.
Part of what makes Jesse Plemons so funny in this, Gary, the cop, is if you've noticed, every time he interacts with Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams on the street there, the camera is slowly pushing in on Jesse Plemons. Very slowly, like a horror film. And it cuts back to him. The camera's getting closer and closer. It never does that with any other character. But then, when later in the movie, when they open the door and he's in the dark with his turkey...
They have to go to him to get onto his police computer.
That shit
It's
was
so funny.
so funny.
The camera is slowly pushing on him, and it makes you uneasy because it also sets you up. And it has a couple of it satirizes horror very effectively. It uses the cinematic language of horror and thrillers to make it funnier. Because after you meet Jesse Plemons, later they're in the house and they hear a crash outside their house. We're already a little uneasy because of who we just met next door. And suddenly a hand bursts through. And then later when they're at Brooks's house, he steps into the scene with a knife and he's like, God, that's an aggressive way to hold a knife.
It's
like,
for
it's for the cheese. I love that.
I like that you said that it uses the visual language of thrillers, because the thing that this looks the most like to me is a David Fincher movie. It has that kind of green-yellow, cold color palette that a lot of his movies use. And then obviously it literally has a reference to Fight Club.
Yes.
But I also... A thing that I fucking love that this movie does, because I feel like a lot of... Particularly in the 2000s, 2010s, a lot of studio comedies were improv fests, which is not always a bad thing.
Right.
But
I
as
agree
a result,
with what you're about to say.
They just let the camera roll, and the visual language is kind of flat.
They use the best take.
Yeah.
Which is why the end credits is all the other takes that they didn't use.
Yes.
Yeah.
This movie has a very deliberate style, and one thing that I love that it does is, for all of its establishing shots, it makes them look like...
The shallow depth of focus.
Yes, with the shallow depth of focus, things look like pieces on a game board.
Exactly.
It's like, that's so smart.
And in the car chases, they have the camera behind the vehicle, so it looks like they're little pieces on, Candyland or some shit.
Yeah.
The way the camera,
it looks like it's,
vehicle
motion
moves.
controlled.
Yeah, exactly. It's really effective. It's really, really good. And I completely agree with you. I've said it before, I think on the podcast, that my favorite kind of comedies are very much my favorite style of comedy, I think, is Neil Simon-esque, where it's just completely baked into the script, where you can read the script and you're laughing out loud because of how fucking funny it is. Game Night, I wouldn't say it's like Neil Simon, but it's cut from the same cloth. It's not Apatow-esque. Again, as you said, don't get me wrong, Apatow movies have their place, time and a place, but it's so great when a movie uses the tools of filmmaking and a good script and funny actors to make it funny. It's like an Edgar Wright film.
Yeah.
Where it's baked in it. And it's really refreshing. I think that's partly what makes this film feel so high quality. And it feels kind of rare.
I had a question. Do you guys remember Rachel McAdams being in anything other than this and Mean Girls that was specifically comedic?
I can't think of anything.
She was kind of funny in a movie, a Christmas movie with Diane Keaton.
Oh, The Family Stone?
Luke Wilson. The Family Stone.
Yeah.
She was kind of the black sheep of that movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Not exactly. That's not a comedic performance.
She's in Wedding Crashers.
Oh, Wedding Crashers.
Really?
Yeah, but she's
Interesting.
But that's mostly fucking Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. Oh my God. And Elsa Fisher. She's so fun. Okay. Anyways, back to this though.
Hilarious.
Rachel McAdams, the scene where she's using the gun and she's just flailing it around. She's just like, "What's up, bitches?"
It's so good.
And then she keeps dropping it and she's pointing it in people's faces. And the dramatic irony is that we as the audience, we know it's a real gun. We know it's real. We're pretty certain it's a real gun. And she's just flinging it in everyone's faces.
It's terrifying.
Don't make me put a bullet in your ugly face. Ooh, honey, that's personal.
Yeah.
I love it
I'm sorry I called you ugly, bitch. Again, still, look, just, can you get on the ground?
My favorite part is when they're taking the selfie with Brooke and she puts it in her mouth, biting the gun.
Yes.
And I'm like, stop, for the love of God.
But wait, also, she teaches them downward dog during that scene. She's like, get on the floor. Do you know downward dog? And then she proceeds to get on the floor, put the gun down, or she gives it to Jason Bateman, and he holds it
he holds it like this. He's like, "Don't make me use this."
And he's just he holds it so daintily, not even the proper way.
That whole scene is like watching the
Yeah.
It just makes you so uncomfortable.
Jesus,
You're like, this is not a good use of a gun,
man,
guys. Take this more seriously.
Dark. I'm cutting that. I'm fucking cutting that.
Oh my god. We can't make jokes about that.
Yeah,
Lots
okay,
of-
I'm gonna end the
That's
call.
fine.
I'm gonna end
I
the
said
call
that for you
starting at
guys.
one.
That's for you. That's not for our listeners. Because ever since I watched that movie yesterday and today, I was like, God, I gotta say that on the episode. I've been brewing on it.
Mick, you gotta pray before you go to sleep tonight, buddy.
So, Alexis,
Yes.
I'm glad you brought up Rachel McAdams because she's a returning performer from the last movie we talked about, Spotlight.
Which, by the way, holy shit. Her friend in the opening game night is the guy that she's interviewing in Spotlight, who is talking next to the playground. And like when Jason Bateman proposes to her, he's like, "Oh, I'm really happy for you guys." That's the guy from Spotlight.
Wait, that's the same actor.
That's the same actor.
No,
Are
it
you
is
fucking with
not.
me?
It is?
You guys don't know this? Yes. How is it that you guys are the Spotlight people and I'm the one recognizing this?
Wow.
I don't know.
look
I
it up.
started this movie
Look it
at
up.
like 7 in the morning.
Holy
so
shit! Yeah, man. Wow.
you know
Sir.
what? You're disgusting, Mick. You're disgusting. You are
He's doing a little
disgusting.
dance.
And to
He's
think
doing
I
a
was
little dance,
literally
buddy.
about to fucking congratulate you, shut that shit down. You're disgusting.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
The reason that I'm bringing up her performance in Spotlight is that I think
'Cause she was in it.
I have to commend Rachel McAdams for having really. You fuck off.
I mean,
She
really
was-
what? Oh my god.
Really incredible range and an ability to be like truthful and believable in both like a super grounded, like quiet drama like Spotlight, where your job is to just be a person and not draw attention to yourself.
Her job is to nail these suckers.
Yeah, to show them that nobody can get away with this.
It's like that line in Spotlight where Rachel McAdams like, some motherfucker's always trying to ice skate uphill.
Yeah, I remember when she said that. But then she can also be in something like this, where her delivery of "Oh no, he died."
Yeah.
Bro, when that man
I have to
went
get home
through
to my
that-
kids with that ass. Like, oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. No, I loved that. I loved that. Also, I just, she really is truly like such a believable wife because like to the brother's face, she's just like, oh, that's so nice. Like, oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad everything's
And then
going
she's
good for you. And
pissed.
then as soon as he leaves, she's just like, can you fucking believe his audacity? Like,
Yeah.
she's basically
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's like the perfect wife because like you want them to be like, at least like polite, to the guests while they're there. But as soon as they're gone, you want them on your side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it when they're driving to get Brooke and Brooks and they feel like they figured it out. And Jason Bateman's like, God, I can feel my sperm coming alive. She's like, yeah, we should do it in this car. Yeah, we'll do it in the back seat. Yeah, and he'll watch.
I don't want to do that.
Oh,
He's
I'm
like,
not- no,
no,
I'm
I
not
don't want to
into
do
that.
that. He's like, sorry, I don't know why I said
Yeah,
that.
I'm not into that either. Yeah, I also want to commend Jason Bateman on just being like the perfect comedy straight man.
He's great.
He's like, he has a few like laugh lines in this movie, but I don't think anyone could deliver in the scene where his doctor is talking to him.
Yeah.
And she's asking if she can ask out his hot brother.
I'm not
and
loving your sperm.
Rachel McAdams goes, well, it couldn't hurt. And he just goes, hurts a little.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
His
great.
delivery of that
Well, he
kills me.
mastered that in Arrested Development.
Yes.
Of being genuinely funny by being surrounded by funnier people. Not funnier people, but just more outlandish characters.
Holding the center in
Yes,
a cast of
and that's very
outlandish
difficult to
characters.
do. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why I really love Robin Williams' performance in Birdcage.
Yeah.
Because there's all these outlandish characters around him, and he's playing it straight, and because of it, it's fucking hilarious. Anyways, just got to shout out that movie anytime I can.
Love that movie.
Yeah, Rachel McAdams, I love it when she's dressing the wound and she's tapping. She's like, what is that? What did you hear that?
What's
What
that?
is that?
What
What's
could
that
that be?
sound? What's
Could it
that
be the
tapping?
bullet?
Is that the bullet? It's like, oh, wait.
It's bone.
It's like, did you get shot twice?
I'm
Oh no,
glad
that's an
you
exit
brought.
wound.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the bullet because this is something that I wanted to get into with the script of this movie. This script is incredible with setups and payoffs and not letting
Yeah.
any joke just be a one-off.
No joke goes unpunished.
Yeah, you have like, Billy Magnuson as Ryan, his whole bit with fight clubs coming back,
which
to
is
pay
so
off
casual.
later.
Like, no, they did it. The Kennedys did it at their compound.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
wait.
nonsense. That's nonsense.
My favorite part with Ryan is when they're in the car, and then like at the very beginning, they're like, oh no, we're not interested in each other. Oh no, it wasn't a date. Fuck that. Okay, whatever. And then they're in the car, and she's like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm falling in love with you. And then he's like, haha, maybe I am too. And then she's like, no, that was a joke. And he's just like, oh, and she's like, it was a joke, right? And he's
Aren't you gonna say it's a joke too?
Yeah.
No, do you want me to? It's like, oh, you're making it weird. Like, stop.
That got me.
But yeah, the Fight Club bit, obviously, Lamorne Morris and
we should steal
Kylie
this shit.
Bunbury, who we haven't shouted out as Kevin and Michelle, who are also fucking
So
great.
fun. What my favorite B storyline of the whole movie.
Recurring bit about which celebrity
good.
did she sleep with.
Wait, what's his
having
name?
An incredible
The actor?
Lamorne
Denzel?
Morris.
Lamorne has such a good Denzel Washington
It's
impression.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. And then,
Fuck.
but the bullet, I want to circle back to the bullet because you get like at least two really, no, there are three, the gun leads to three incredible comedic sequences.
Yeah.
Because you have Max and Annie in the bar when they don't know it's a real gun, which leads to Max getting accidentally shot.
Yeah.
Then you have the surgery where Annie tries to remove the bullet. Max has the squeaky toy
so
in his
funny.
mouth to bite down on for pain, which is hysterical.
That's a great
which leads
gag.
to
Literally,
that's
it's a
an
good
exit
gag.
wound. And then you have perhaps the best bit when they go over to Gary's to get on his police computer.
Oh, yeah.
Where
The blood,
the
yeah.
blood drips all over the Westie, which, if you
Yeah.
don't know, a West Highland White Terrier, white dog.
White as snow.
Just
Yeah.
Max's
Okay.
blood gets
And the
all over
carpet
the
is
dog,
white.
and then it
The walls are white.
shakes itself, and the blood gets all over Gary's creepy-ass shrine to his ex-wife.
Which, by the way, every time I see this movie, I keep thinking that his ex-wife died.
No, she just
No,
left
they just
him.
had a
She just left
divorce.
him.
Yeah.
Okay, there's,
I'll
funnier.
bet you
there's a
not to
fourth
besmirch
one,
my
though.
ex-wife's name. That woman is an angel.
What's up, Alexis?
There's a fourth one though, because they throw a knife at him at the end, and it ends
Yes.
up right on his thing. And she goes, "There's a knife in your bullet hole."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the greatest setup and payoff in this movie, for my money, which I'm going to get into the twist of this movie a little bit. We set up that Gary is this creepy neighbor who
Yeah.
they've been excluding from game night because they don't like him anymore.
How do we make him creepier, by the way? Oh, let's make him a cop.
Yeah, make him a
100%.
divorced cop.
Perfect. Perfect.
So they're excluding Gary. Then Brooks gets kidnapped by real felons during this game night. They think it has to do with Brooks being this
Smuggler.
underworld smuggler, black market smuggler guy.
Right.
But then at the end of the film, it is revealed that the people who kidnapped Brooks are not after him because of his shady dealings.
But they're not
kidna-
actors either.
No, they are felons that Gary has hired so that he can engage in a fake shootout with
Yep.
them, pretend to die, and then tell Max and Annie to never exclude
Which
him again.
I just want to say that scene where he's bleeding out, quote unquote, like I'm actually feeling something. Like I felt empathy and I almost got emotional because he was like, I'm so alone. I have no friends. I have no love. And I was like, God damn it. Like this movie's actually making me feel something. And then he's like, that's how you do a game night. And then takes it away like, oh no, those aren't actors. Those are a couple felons.
yeah,
that
these are felons.
as a deal,
Okay.
I shaved some time off their sentences. Like, man, he's still a fucking cop. God damn it. Go ahead, Alexis.
I got really upset when he got shot the first time because I genuinely was like, no, his life is so sad. Like you
Yeah.
can't
Yeah,
just
when I
kill
saw the
him
movie the
after
first
he
time,
fucking,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I legitimately started getting sad, and I was like, I was gonna be really upset with you if that was gonna be like just the reveal. I was gonna be like, that was fucking terrible. Like that made me sad.
Yeah.
Not giggly.
Wait,
and then the
Alexis-
reveal happened, and I was just like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah, I know. Wait, is this your first time watching it? Did you say that, or you had already seen it before?
It's my first time watching it.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
I've
I'm so
literally
glad
never
you
seen
liked
this
it.
before. But my mom owns it on DVD, so
Well, then we should just shut the fuck up and have you say what it was like your first time viewing it, your feelings.
I would
sorry,
definitely
Alexis,
say
Jesus.
that the first half was kind of like lukewarm for me, but like it really fucking picked up like once they got to the Fight Club scene. And they're like basically playing footy ball with this Fabergé egg, right? It was so great. There's so much like it's like it's not just like because there's so many like comedy movies that are just witty banter or like like improv and situational, but there's like quite a lot of physical humor in this as well that I really appreciated.
Which can we just give a shout out to that fantastic oneer that this movie just decides to flex us on, which is so cool. Again, this is the movie that I think is an example of, look, if you're going to making movies are hard. So if you're going to make a movie, let's fucking try our very best.
Yes.
They have a big oneer, the big climax, you have an airplane stunt, you have a genuinely good car chase. Like, God damn, this movie.
Michael C. Hall is randomly in this movie.
Michael C. Hall shows
Dexter
up.
shows up. At the very end.
Literally, when I saw him, I was like, Dexter?
I love how Jason Bateman's character, like, really? Come on, man! Like a last act twist. You're introducing new characters at the end. You jumped the shark.
Jumped the shark.
So meta. That's so good.
I'd like to circle back to the Fabergé egg sequence where they're throwing it, and tell a little story because the
stories,
sequence where they're
Pass me
trying
the man
not
with me.
to break this egg reminds me of a sequence in a play that some of my friends were in high school called The Fox on the Fairway. And there's a sequence at the end of the first act where it's a farce and everyone is like throwing around this vase. And like it's, they've blocked this out.
Right.
And I think this is like their third night of performances or something.
Okay.
And someone, I'm not going to say who, but it was my friend Jacoby, lifts it, and the vase, which is supposed to, the lights are supposed to go down, and you're supposed to hear a breaking sound.
Right.
The vase slides off of Jacoby's arm in the middle of this scene and breaks and shatters on him. So there were a legendary 10 minutes of improv by these high schoolers, like figuring out how to get the play back to where it needs to be.
Yeah.
There's a point where Jacoby like ran out and he's like, I found you a new vase. It matches your eyes.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, this vase has smashed on him. Jacoby is bleeding. So if you go to the high school that I attended school at, you can see on one of the doors in the little black box theater, there is a smear of blood, which has been there for years from when Jacoby had to save the production of Fox on the Fairway. I was not there that night, which kills me. And it has gone down in the annals of that school's theater's history as like one of the most compelling things you could watch.
Wow. Damn it. Well, it's a shame we missed it on this podcast.
I had to tell that story.
That's incredible.
Shout out to Jacoby.
Yeah.
But yeah, it also, I don't know, just I feel like does kind of link to that like Neil Simon feel of like, oh, let's not break the breakable thing. Like it is very like elevated, high farce stuff, which I
is why the payoff is so good when it does break, when they just break too hard in the car, where it just like flies into the windshield, shatters, and they're like, oh.
Yeah, and I love, that's another great Ryan line.
I wrote this down as well.
Yeah, where it's like, God, this is made in China. Look, it says made in China. It's like, do you think just that sticker's made in China?
Let's let them talk.
He's so good. Zach, I got to give you a little shout out. Really? Wait, Alexis, sorry, you go ahead.
Oh, no. Like, there's just so many, like, the recurring bit with the tables. Like, I always think of, like, the glass tables always, like, shattering, Glass and they keep playing with this. Damn, that's a really strong table. Like, people keep getting slammed on these glass tables, and they're totally fine.
That's a good bet.
But I was just going to give a quick shout out. The other day, sometimes a little game I like to play is Where's Zachy Boy? No, that's a different game. The game I like to play
You're
is
so scary, and I'm the one who looks like Chucky.
I know. Yeah.
I'm excited for him to head to Florida for a little bit.
Yeah. A game I like to play is if they were to remake a movie, who would we cast as what? And we were talking about if they were to try to reattempt Evil Dead.
With, like, not, the 2013 remake, but, like same characters.
Same characters. In other words, who do we cast as Ash?
in the Bruce
modern
Campbell role.
right. Who replaces Bruce Campbell? And I think we both had our fair share of bad answers. But then you said
Billy Magnuson,
who plays Ryan in this movie. And as I was watching this again this morning, I was like, fuck, I really, really want to see that now.
Isn't that the right choice?
Because Alexis, have you seen Evil Dead movies?
Okay,
No,
well, Bruce Campbell has this, like, really...
Listeners, I'm so sorry.
He has this
So
really
sorry.
specific screen presence where he's, like, basically a parody of an action hero. He's a parody of, like, a handsome leading man.
Okay.
He's so handsome.
I've
but
seen
he's
the
so
beginning
dumb.
of Evil Dead, I think, so I know what he looks like.
Cool.
Yeah, well, if you've seen the first one, I will say you haven't really gotten what the Bruce Campbell sauce is. Because
I'm
Evil
sure.
Dead 2 is...
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2 is the movie where he, like...
Yeah.
You guys do
becomes the
realize that
version
I
of
do know
Ash.
quite a bit about these movies just because you guys have talked about them like a dozen times in my presence.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So I may not have
So,
seen them,
folks,
but I know of them.
So it's now on the record. So when they do an Evil Dead reboot and Billy Magnuson is playing Ash, that was our idea.
Well, it was my idea.
That was your idea. Yes,
I
you're
deserve
right. That was
royalties.
your
You
idea.
don't get anything. You don't even
No,
get
I gave
jack
you a
fucking
shout
shit.
out. Otherwise, it would never be out there.
Well, you know, I
So
could have brought it up.
I take credit for this now.
All right.
I just took it from
Are
you.
you my manager now?
No.
Okay, Mr. Manager.
One of my other
Mr.
favorite
Snowman.
things that I love is when they're having they're having the argument about what celebrity, and they're putting the boxes on this table to
Yeah.
go up to this window, right? And then I don't remember what he was doing at the top, but he was moving around too much, and then
He's
flies.
doing an impression of Denzel
Oh,
Washington.
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he
Because he
just
got us
flies
in here.
into the door and actually hits it so hard that he knocks the table off of the doorway.
Yeah.
And that shit was just so funny.
It's good physical comedy.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he says, "Baby, I fell down."
Yeah. And I love it when they're doing that bit and like, oh no, it's not supposed to be like specific. Like you're supposed to say something like, oh, like never have I ever slept with a celebrity. Michelle casually drinks, and everyone just like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
And then the Irish woman is like, wait, what just happened? And Ryan's like, they've been together since middle school. And in that moment, I also forgot. So when Ryan is like saying that, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I also, another great Jason Bateman delivery is in that scene.
Yes.
Where someone goes, I think it's Michelle who is the one who cheated on her, didn't cheat on, but they were on a break and slept with a man she thought was Denzel Washington.
Right.
But she goes, Max, why don't you go? And Jason Bateman goes, I'm not playing a drinking game. Who was it?
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, everyone is interested. Like, even Brooks, like, he's sitting there and he kind of leans over and he's like, oh, even I'm interested in this.
Yeah.
Which, can I just say, as a general writing rule, if you are having your third act climactic rise, you need to stick with that story. It is a bad idea to have to cut away from your central storyline to some B story flashback. Except if you're game night. And that B story flashback is about Michelle meeting Denzel Washington at a gas station. Because that happens in the movie when we're like going into the big action.
It's during the sequence where they are in Donald Anderton, the
Yes.
guy who has the Fabergé egg they're
Yes.
looking for. They're in his house. There's a fight club downstairs.
Yeah, we just introduced a fight club. Like, the movie's going fucking bonkers, and it completely is like, no. We're going to take a break from that because we have to tell you a story. And it is so funny. It works so well. You see him. I love it when, and so we, it takes me back to his place, and this kind of happens, and it's like, oh, it's a condo. It's
He
like
uses
he uses his-
it's a 2-bedroom condo. He uses the other bedroom as an
Okay,
office.
but
Do you hear
also
what
when he
you're saying,
says
baby?
what kind of car was he driving? Oh, a BMW. Oh, okay, what series? The 3 Series. And he's
3
like,
series. He's like, yeah, I love that. Like,
I know that they did a good job casting a guy who,
Yes.
in the right lighting, looks
Could
like
maybe
Denzel
be
Washington.
Denzel
Because
Washington.
I watched this with Sloane,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Is that
Denzel
Denzel Washington?"
Washington? Yeah, that's the thing.
Until they showed the picture, and then she was like, "Oh,
Oh, that's not Denzel Washington.
it's such a good gag."
Okay, but did he say he was Denzel Washington. No.
He tried to introduce himself.
And I told him, oh, no, I know who you are. And, he let me buy drinks, which I thought was really cool. I love that so much.
I'll just say, I feel like, we've gone back and forth on so many bits of this movie. We had talked earlier about great ensembles, and we were mostly talking about ensemble films from last year.
Yeah.
This movie has a fucking
great ensemble.
It really
ensemble.
is, yeah.
There is not a bad performance in it. Everyone gets a moment.
Yeah.
What's up,
What's
Alexis?
that girl's name that is dating? Well, that is the date for Ryan.
The actress is Sharon Horgan.
What's her character
Sarah.
name? Sarah.
Sarah. Oh my God. Just him constantly
She's great.
saying that she's British, and she's just like, I'm not
I'm
though,
Irish.
I'm Irish.
Well, same island. It's not.
Oh, that shit got me
Yeah.
every time. And he keeps saying she's British to like all these new people that they meet.
Yeah. It's
I
so
really
good.
loved it.
And also, a shout out to probably another great scene is where they go to the office that does the murder mystery. And we see probably one of the best bribery scenes ever put on
with
film.
Chelsea Peretti.
Just
Yeah,
because you do it that slowly does not mean that it's going to
It's
Still
change. the outcome.
$17.
$17.
And then he tries to take the $17 back.
Yeah.
When his date ups
right.
it to 100.
So you drive a hard bargain. All right, let's sweeten the deal. Slides over a 1.
Yeah, just pushing it so slowly.
God, he's funny.
Yeah.
And again, I love it when, like, before they leave Brooke's house, like, she's, like, going through the wallet, and he's like, oh, you think we should steal all this shit? So where'd you meet her? TED Talk? No, Chipotle. God.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else on this
Yes,
film?
I do have something else
All
in
right,
this film.
please, go ahead.
I want to give a shout out to Kyle Chandler, who plays
Brooks? Yeah.
Here's the thing. I have long admired him because of his performance in Super 8, where he very much, I think, could be a leading man. I think Kyle Chandler's underappreciated because any performance I've seen him in, he never phones it in.
Yeah.
And he's funny. He's handsome. He's charming. Like,
He's very good in Manchester by the Sea as well.
yeah, exactly. So, like, it kind of bums me out. He reminds me of Timothy Olyphant a little bit, where I'm like, why is this guy not fucking getting more bigger parts?
Or Bruce Campbell.
Or Bruce Campbell. That's another great example. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. This movie I love Kyle Chandler in it. I think he plays the douchey brother calling a maxi pad. Like, that is just so good. The way he hands Jason Bateman the beer, like when he first shows up to the party. I don't know. Kyle Chandler, you are slept on, and we need more of you in our movies. Just saying.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Alexis, you have anything else on this movie?
No, I spent basically the whole morning when I was like getting breakfast with my dad and my sister telling them that they needed to watch this movie because they haven't seen it.
Excellent.
So you're welcome.
Yeah. Oh, so this was another thing I have on this movie. You, Zach, before we started recording, you asked me if I had a good work day yesterday. I did have a good day at work yesterday. I worked on a Saturday, getting that extra money. Basically, I was tasked with babysitting a soundstage while art department dressed. And they also were dressing the stage. And basically, I helped unload some stuff in the morning, and then the time was my own. And the producer showed up, and she was like, "Oh, what are you going to do since you're on the clock? Like, how are you going to spend your time?" I was like, "Oh, well, I'm a co-host on a podcast. And I'm thinking I'm just going to watch Game Night on my laptop." And she goes, "Oh my God, Game Night?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "We're going to do a commercial that's modeled after Game Night coming up." And I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, I fucking love that movie." And then we ended up, me and the producer of this commercial ended up spending 30 minutes talking about how she's using that as inspiration for their next ad because they want to spoof suburbia white life for their product that they're shooting.
Oh, nice.
And she's telling all of her art department, she's telling the DP, like all these people, like, you gotta watch Game Night because that's how we're gonna do this. And it was really cool. So then I ended up getting paid to watch this movie yesterday.
Nice.
And the producer actually sat there and watched part of it with me.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like the person paying me was like, "Hey, let's fucking watch
Game Night right now.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah, so that was a fun little thing. That's all I got to say on that.
Yeah. These directors must love games
I don't get it.
because they made They made Dungeons and Dragons
What the
after
fuck
this.
was that? Oh, Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Bless ye.
Thank
They
you.
must love games.
They're a little gamey.
Yeah, I don't know about
It's a little
that.
tough.
Cool.
Okay, so
All right.
Yeah.
are we all
I
done,
feel like
guys?
we ended
No,
strong.
I'm done. Like, come on.
Let's
All
give
right,
up.
great.
guys.
So then, do we know what we're covering next week? Because I do have my choice.
I thought we already established it. But what's your choice?
Oh, no, because I changed mine.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
Yeah.
What?
So originally, I had kind of put forth a couple different movies, and there was one that you guys like vehemently like agreed to, and since you vehemently agreed to it, I decided that I didn't want to do that one.
What is it? What was it?
Well, the one that you guys were like, oh yeah, we should do that one was My Cousin Vinny, which, you know, to be fair,
Oh, yeah.
you know, perfect comedy, obviously, but
I've still never seen it.
So then let's not do it then. Zach hasn't seen it, Alexis. What the fuck?
What's your pick?
yeah, but he also hadn't seen Little Miss Sunshine, and that is also a good comedy movie. And
Is
I
that
also,
the one we're doing?
No. I almost picked Heather's just because you didn't want to watch
Thank
it.
you.
What are we doing?
Just tell us, please. Rip off the Band-Aid.
School of Rock, 2003, Richard Linklater.
Jack Black.
Jack Black, Jack Black, Jack, Jack Black, Jack.
Yeah,
Excellent. Oh my God.
yeah. I'm really
I
excited.
haven't seen that in a
it
long
in
time.
years.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I was obsessed
it's like-
with that movie as a kid.
But yeah, it's like Mike White wrote the script for this, so I'm just like, oh, this should be so much fun, you know?
Yeah, Mike White is also in this,
He is, yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
And for
Yeah,
for
he
those
plays Ned
viewers who do
Keatley.
not, for those listeners who don't know, Mike White wrote The White Lotus. He's the creator, producer, writer of The White Lotus. So
Great movie.
All
great
right.
TV show. Yeah.
Clearly, I've seen it.
Well, yeah, you, School of Rock,
Good
as
choice.
we all know, it's a 2003 comedy.
With Joan Cusack.
And you can find it on Pluto TV for free.
This episode is brought to you by Pluto TV. We think it's a planet, and so should you.
All right. You can also rent it on YouTube. It doesn't say you can rent it on Amazon, but maybe you can.
Go fuck yourself, Jeff
I
Bezos.
feel like if it's been 20 years since this movie came out, right? Because it's 2003. It's the 20th
you
anniversary. 20th anniversary, right?
Holy fuck! Wait, that's a 20-year-old movie.
Yeah, that is a 20-year-old
That is a
Holy
movie.
shit!
that
I
crazy?
just feel really old. I feel arthritic.
Yeah.
My back hurts.
Quick side story. I was working on a job the
Help,
other day,
I've fallen
and I
and
was doing
can't get up.
COVID testing, and
Yeah.
I saw a few people. There were like these 3 girls who were
Oh, I
all
liked
18.
Oh,
and
sorry.
yeah, you fucking freak.
Mick, you're just bombing so hard this episode. I don't know what's happening.
What did I say
Call
about
me-
no jokes during comedy month?
Call me because I am bombs away.
Anyways, they were all. They
You
were
need
all
to cut that
18.
too, by the way, what I just said,
Okay, I'll bleep that.
because I feel bad about that joke.
They were all 18. And they were all born in 2005.
Okay.
That's it. It's just, it was fucked up. I
What?
don't like meeting 18-year-olds who were born in a year that I remember.
Yeah, okay. So when I've told this before, but when I started to feel really old was when I found out that people that were born after Shrek came out can now legally get married. That upset me.
Oh, hello there.
Is that your Shrek?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Hello there.
God, you said,
you there, you
that's like Shrek from Trainspotting. Heroin addicted Shrek.
to get a little wee bump there?
Would you like a little bit of black tar?
Would you like some tar right in your veins?
It's actually quite good on toast.
Don't
Somebody once told me the world
Oh my
was
God.
gonna throw me.
Let's wrap
I'm
this
not the
cannoli up,
sharpest
boys.
bulb in
Come
the
on.
sea.
Yeah, so if you want to find us on social media, you can find us at Film Majors Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And if you want to shoot us an email, please shoot us an email. Someone
us an
other than
email.
my family, as much as I love and appreciate you sending us emails. It's very
Yeah,
nice.
I feel like I
Yes.
haven't
You are
begged
another
somebody
listener.
to berate us in a long time, but please,
Yeah.
like,
I
I'm a
haven't been.
masochist. I need it.
After this episode, we fucking deserve it.
I recently met someone who's a dominatrix, and they have been berating me, and it's been great. So I think we should
Okay,
keep
wait.
that going, folks.
Mick was the least funny one on this episode. I feel like I didn't mean to be funny. I was just situationally funny. So
I was the least funny.
Here we go.
That's not true in the slightest.
That's not
even remotely true.
Listeners,
Don't gaslight me.
send us an email. Tell us who was funniest on this episode.
Yes.
You're always
vote.
gaslighting me, Mick. You can't tell me
No,
not to
we
gaslight
need a
you.
vote. Who
Yeah.
was the funniest fucker? And that's how we should quote it. Like, who's the funniest fucker on this episode?
Yeah, I'll put a poll out too.
You know what I will say confidently as I don't think
Motherfucker,
I
I
don't
haven't
think
even
it's
sent our email yet.
I don't think it's you, Zach. Like, you're very funny, but I think it might be a close neck and neck between Alexis and I here.
Well, I think you're
Yeah,
wrong.
I'm pretty
I think
sure
I was
you've
much
done
funnier
your
than both of you.
Tarantino impression too many times for people to choose you.
I don't have a Tarantino impression.
He doesn't have it. He
I
just
have
shows
a
up on the
close
show.
working
Yeah, no, he
relationship
just shows
with
up on the
him.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should know
He
this
comes
better
and
than
goes.
anyone,
You've
Alexis
seen him
Maraschino.
poke his head in and then walk out of the apartment. Anyways, if you want to shoot us an email, you can email us at filmmajorspod@gmail.com.
And you can-
That's filmmajorspod@gmail.com.
And check out the latest short film that Alexis Maraschino recently released on Vimeo. It's fantastic. She's a fantastic filmmaker that we all love and appreciate. We love you, Alexis Maraschino.
You're such
Great.
a fucking sack of shit.